I'm about to spend the next 2 months creating a 3D scene of Ichigo vs Grimmjow. And I already know it's gonna be a struggle. From modeling to animating to adding effects, I'm doing everything from scratch. It's not gonna be perfect, but my goal is simple. Make it look as hype as possible. So here's how I'm gonna make it happen. The scene kicks off with Ichigo and Grimmjow staring at each other down, and then Grimmjow slowly pulls out his sword, and now it kinda looks like he's about to go to resurrection. But honestly, I just thought it looked too damn good to not use it.
Next, we cut to Ichigo as he reaches for his Sanpakuto and draws it. Then bam! First flash. Sparks fly, weapons lock, and we get a close-up shot of both of their faces.
And then Ichigo winds it up with his Bankai. Now let me show you how I brought this project to life. I started by getting the characters from a game called Jump Force. While they look good out of the box, I had to make some changes to get them just right. I adjusted their appearance, added custom hair and clothes, and refined the details to match the anime. This part really helped bring them closer to the vision I had in mind. Then came the animation, and man, this part was a real pain in the ass. I'll be honest, I'm not the best at animating, so this took a lot of tries. Getting the movement to look even halfway decent was a struggle. Ichigo pulling his sword, the sword crashes, the stances. I had to redo so many parts just to make it feel somewhat right. Lining up the sword crashes was the hardest. I think I nailed it, then played it back and realized nope, it looks weird. So yeah, it was a grind. It's far from perfect, but I'm pretty happy with how it turned out in the end. Seeing it come together, even with its all flaws, feels pretty rewarding. Now for the hair and cloth simulation. Luckily, the ones from Jump Force already came with clothes, so I didn't have to model them from the scratch. The materials needed some work, but once I fixed them up, they looked decent enough. For the hair, there's not much to talk about it. It was mostly just tweaking the settings and adding some bling to just make it react properly. For the cloth simulation, I hopped on Houdini, and yeah, that was actual hell. Setting it up, tweaking the parameters, fixing the glitches, everything that could go wrong went wrong. But after messing around with it for a while, I finally got something that worked. Not perfect, but I would take it. Now for the environment, after thinking about it for a while, I decided to go with the desert scene. So I started by adding a plane to the scene and messing with the ocean modifier to make it look somewhat like a desert. Honestly, I was just doing lazy work at this point because I was really sick of the project and I've been working on it non-stop without breaks. After that, to make it feel more accurate to the settings, I added those tower things from Hokamonto. Just a few tweaks here and there and it was good enough. Then I did the simulations. First, the dust. It wasn't anything too crazy. I used EmberGen to generate some quick burst of dust that kicks up whenever they move. It's not just constant dust floating around, but more like sudden bursts that react to the fight. After tweaking the wind and velocity settings, I export the sequence into Blender and place them where they made the most sense. Now for the aura simulation. This one needed a bit more work. Instead of just slapping on a glow effect, I ran a full-on flame simulation in EmberGen to get that swirling energy Ichigo has right before activating his Bankai. I exported as VDB and brought it to Blender and adjusted density, shading and overall shape to make it actually feel like spiritual energy rather than just fire. In the end, it blended pretty well with the scene.
After that, I rendered everything out, which took like 2 weeks. I brought it all into After Effects for compositing, tweaked the colors, added some extra effects, and cleaned up a few things here and there. Honestly, it's not perfect. I kinda lost interest in the project along the way, so I just wrapped it up. But yeah, after all that trouble, here's the final result.
井上も心配すんな。絶対勝つぜ。いいぜ、待ってたんだ。この時をよ。受けて立つ。終わりだ、グリムジョー。